for sure. I remember this is kind of a tangent, I guess, but I was at a friend's house the other day, and for some excuse me, for some reason he had a stream of Fox News that he could get, that he could manage to get like a signal to. And he was like, fuck it, let's put it on. So we put it on, and my God, like, it's just American television. I would see it in movies, in American movies and stuff, but I thought all that was exaggerating. How, like, every second commercial is like, oh, ask your doctor if you can be prescribed blank, or some shit. But yeah, or all these, like, you know, like all of a sudden the really loud fucking dun music, and then it just has some weird figure, and it's like, oh, like crunch time with Jim Bobson or some bullshit, like some stupid headline, right? And it will be a guy, and he's like, oh, Biden's new tax plan will be hitting the all this bullshit. And I said, yeah, I can't. You know, the reason I have a hard time sometimes relating to Americans is because, as a non-American, just seeing American society and just facts about American life would be enough to radicalize me. But being within the United States, being surrounded every day by no healthcare, no ability to get sick leave or parental leave, no ability for guaranteed employment, right? The very fact of how, you know, like job efficiency and productivity has skyrocketed within the United States and all over the world, but mostly within the United States. But wages have stayed stagnant since the 70s. Basic facts like this, how all infrastructure within the U.S. is like D grade or below, and how you guys have fucking concrete panel roads like it's 1942, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, that's not something I never even think about. Like, you mentioned that the other day, I'm like, you know what? I guess you're right. All our roads are concrete.
So yeah. Like, oh my God. So that's why I sometimes, that's also why I really like the idea of the podcast. And I really love the name, The Deprogram, because I think all of us are somewhat, at least slightly, kind of unplugged from this entire perspective, where you think, oh, this stuff is just normal. And the point of this podcast is for people to listen and then all of a sudden realize, just like that, like, hey, maybe not us as the richest country on earth not having parental leave. Meanwhile, Cuba, which is an embargoed like third world country, or fucking not even Cuba, Tanzania, and like other poor third world countries, the sort of countries that people, when they want to, you know, give an example of somewhere poor, right, they'll name those countries. Those places have, you know, multi-month, 2-month, 4-month, 6-month, years long parental leave, fully paid or at 80% rate, with a guaranteed job when you return after you're done with it. Even like I'm at a loss for words just trying to fucking explain it.
Yeah, I think that's, I mean, it's so true, and it's such a challenge here to get people to understand just how far behind the United States is. You know, we sure the people here might make more money, but the work-life balance and the overall health of the society is just so far below where it should be. You know, we have such enormous health problems. We have such enormous homelessness problems. People go bankrupt just taking an ambulance ride to the hospital. It's like, these are things that we need to make my fellow Americans aware of, and things that I only became aware of, you know, fairly recently. So there's such a huge gap in knowledge, and that's something that I think needs to come before anything else. Like, before we can address these problems, Americans just need to know, like, look, this is not the greatest place on earth. I mean, far from it.